Temporarily from the Grand Canyon state of Arizona, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, January 22nd, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.08 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,209 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 4.7 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $938. Antiwar.com reports expanding on their involvement in U.S.-led coalition's military operations in Iraq and Syria. The Danish parliament on Friday approved the deployment of up to 60 Special Forces ground troops into Syria. The Danish government had sought and failed to get similar permission back in April, but won the vote this time. Details on what the Danish troops will be doing in Syria are unclear, but officials did say they would be operating in the area along the Iraq-Syria border. The government had previously announced that they are ending their operations of F-16s over Syrian airspace. This makes Denmark the third member of the U.S.-led coalition to send ground troops into Syria, following the United States itself and France. None of the nations has Syrian government permission to deploy troops into the country, which at times has been a sore spot. In addition to the ground troops, which add to the Danish troops already based in Iraq, Denmark has also announced that it will send a single Navy frigate into the area, where it will operate alongside a U.S. aircraft carrier.
For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports protesters in Washington, D.C. and worldwide gathered Saturday for the Women's March on Washington and other demonstrations following the inauguration of President Donald Trump. Thousands of people flooded metro trains and other forms of public transportation and traveled from around the nation to gather outside the White House for the march on Saturday morning. By Saturday afternoon, people packed into common areas wearing pink hats in solidarity. Women's rights activist Gloria Steinem thanked the crowd for showing up in such large numbers to the demonstration during one of the first speeches of the day. According to ABC News, Steinem said, "We have people power and we will use it. This is the upside of the downside. This is an outpouring of energy and true democracy like I have never seen in my very long life. It is wide in age. It is deep in diversity." She went on to praise such leaders as Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton before issuing a word of caution to newly inaugurated President Trump. Planned Parenthood President Cecile Richards, actress Ashley Judd, and D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser also spoke, along with director Michael Moore, who ripped up a newspaper announcing Trump's inauguration. The march, which began as a movement on Facebook, quickly spawned more than 600 sister marches in major U.S. cities outside of Washington, D.C., and international marches in Sydney, Hong Kong, London, Rome, and Paris. According to CNN, some 2.2 million people were expected to participate worldwide.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Reuters reports a Sioux Tribal Council on Saturday formally asked hundreds of protesters to clear out of 3 camps near its North Dakota reservation used to stage months of protest against the proposed Dakota Access Pipeline. The Standing Rock Sioux Tribe on Friday unanimously passed a resolution calling for the camps to be dismantled. It said on its Facebook page on Saturday the tribe has been encouraging protesters to go home since the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers agreed to an environmental review of the $3.8 billion project in December. Despite earlier discussions about alternative sites, the resolution made no provisions for relocating the estimated 600 protesters, which include non-native environmental activists and Native Americans from outside the tribe. The council said heavy snowfall in the area had raised the danger of flooding, and this week's clashes with police could imperil the environmental review process. Native Americans and environmental activists had said that the pipeline would threaten water resources and sacred lands. The tribe's resolution formally called on protesters to leave the area in 30 days, in part because of the potential for environmental damage and safety issues raised by the encampments. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.